Unit 10 American History and Current Issue Event. It's history in the making and the end is still being written. Chapter 46 Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan. In the 1980s president election, the Republicans nominated Ronald Reagan, an actor and the former governor of California. Reagan was a hardline conservative who believed tax cut, small government, the regulation of business. He won by a landslide. Carter spent the remainder of his lame duck presidency working to free the hostages in Iran who were released on the days of Reagan's inauguration. Lame duck referred to a politician in between the time he had been voted out of office and the time that he actually left office. In March 1981, Reagan was wounded in an assassination attempt by John Hinckley, but returned to Oval Office within a month. He instituted conservative reform by dealing harshly with striking air traffic controller. He established himself as a more decisive president than Carter. Reaganomics. Reagan appointed the first female Supreme Court Justice, Sandra Day O'Connor, in 1981. Reagan's conservatism was clear in his economic agenda, dubbed Reaganomics. It was based on the idea of supply-side economics. Tax cuts and lenient, multiple business regulation would increase investment and business growth. Each was supposed to trickle down, to spread from rich to poor, trickle down by providing jobs, and then come back to the government in tax revenue. Reagan cut taxes and social service programs to support growth in the private sector, but he also increased military spending. More military spending with lower tax revenue created a big deficit, and the country went into a recession in the early 1980s. In 1983, the economy turned back around. The consumers began to spend more, and unemployment started to decline. The evil empire. Reagan's military spending was based on his belief that the Soviet Union was the evil empire. He wanted to beat them by outspending them in the arms race. In March 1983, Reagan created an anti-missile defense program called the Strategic Defense Initiative Plan, SDR, or its nickname, Star War. It was supposed to shoot missiles out of the sky. It seemed far-fetched, improbable, unlikely, and scientists had difficulty developing the technology. The election of 1984, as the economy remained strong and Reagan continued to 149 out of 50 states, continued to project an image of competence and optimism. Reagan had the Republicans easily won the election of 1984. The Democratic ticket included Walter Mondale, who was vice president under Carter, alongside vice presidential candidate Grande Ferraro, the first women to be included in a major party ballot for national office. The Iran-Contra affair. Reagan supported the revolution against communism in Central and South America with money and supplies. When a revolutionary socialist group called the Sandinistas came to power in Nicaragua in 1979, Reagan supported their opposition, called the Contras, because they were against the rulers. Congress worried Reagan was leading the country into another pointless foreign conflict. In 1984, it passed a law banning the president from assisting the Contras. To get around the ban, members of the White House National Security Council (NSC), notably especially Oliver North, sold weapons to Iran in exchange for helping for free hostages in Lebanon, and then gave those proceeds to the Contras. By creating alternative funding through arms sales, the NSC bypassed the Congress rule in appropriating fund. The Iran-Contra affair was exposed in 1986. Reagan said he wasn't aware of it, so he wasn't found to have broken any law. The Cold War saw melt. Cold War saw. Mikhail Gorbachev became the Soviet Communist Party's leader in 1985. Gorbachev instituted two policies: perestroika, reorganization, or economic reform; glasnost, openness to freedom of political opinion. Reagan was encouraged by this move, and in 1987, Reagan and Gorbachev negotiated and signed the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces (INF) Treaty, reducing the size of the nuclear arsenals. Election of 1988. In 1988, on the strength of Reagan's popularity, his vice president, George H.W. Bush, became president. The Democratic candidate was Michael Dukakis, the governor of Massachusetts. In 1991, the US and the USSR signed the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, START, in which they agreed to destroy many of their nuclear weapons. In Cold War end, Gorbachev meant for his reform to strengthen and modernize the Soviet Union, letting people express their dissatisfaction but not fixing the economy led to something he didn't expect. The Soviet bloc began to advocate independence. In October 1989, protests forced the leader to East Germany to resign, and the new government agreed to open the border with West Germany. At midnight on November 9, 1989, the gates were opened and people began to tear down the Berlin Wall, the symbol of the Cold War. Soon, Germany was reunited into a single democratic action. On July 1, 1991, the Warsaw Pact was disbanded, dissolved, and the Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, and more declared independence. Advocates of democracy led by Boris Yeltsin, who had just been elected president of the Russian Federation post the defeat of the Communist Party in the Soviet Union. On December 1, 1991, Yeltsin, along with the president of Ukraine and Belarus, declared that the Soviet Union was finished. Gorbachev resigned on December 25. The USSR was dissolved on December 26. The Cold War was over. Communism was still going strong in China in 1989. soldiers opened fire on pro-democracy protesters in Tiananmen Square, killing hundreds.